Hi there. In this video, we're going to continue our work with percentages and look at finding the percentage of an amount. Okay, so this may be a review for you, and if so, that's great. But if you also feel like you never really got percentages, I know you're not the only one. So let's go ahead and do these example problems. So let's say we want to find a percentage of an amount, okay? And I often think of this as the keyword of, and sometimes it's written directly in terms of like what is 20% of $59.99. And other times it's worded differently. So let's read this one. So of is a keyword that means multiply. First change the percentage into decimal form and then multiply. Okay, so as an example, a sweater that's normally priced at $59.99 is on sale for 20% off. What is the discount and what is the new price of the sweater? Okay, so this is another way of saying what I said before. What is 20% of $59.99? So that's what tells me that I'm going to multiply. I'm going to change this to 0.20. 20%, we move the decimal 2 places to the left like we talked about in the last video, times $59.99. Now I could use parentheses again, on both numbers or just one of them. Either one is fine. So let's go ahead and do that in our calculator. 0.20 times 59.99. And that's 11.998. Since we're dealing with money, I'm going to round that to 2 decimal places. So I'll go ahead and write down what I got. Okay, and then we also did a rounding video as well. So that from that we learned that this 8 brings us 99 up to 100. So essentially makes that $12. And sometimes we put the squiggly equal sign to indicate that we've rounded, and that's $12. So essentially it's a $12 discount. Okay, so the discount is $12. And then I bet you have an idea of what to do to find the price of the sweater. So how much would the sweater actually cost? Okay, if you said subtract, you're right. So I'll answer the first question first. The discount is $12. And then over here, I'll go ahead and subtract. So $59.99 minus $12. Let's go ahead and do that. $59.99 minus $12 is $47.99. Okay, still an expensive sweater. I would want that to go more on sale. The price, the sale price of the sweater is $47.99. Okay, so I've answered both questions. Be sure to look if there's multiple questions in one question. I've answered both questions and I've put my units of dollars on there. Okay, so that's finding a percentage of an amount, and then sometimes we need to do something with that number. Now, you may have seen this as well. I want to show you a shorter way to do it. There's a little bit of a shortcut. I'll write this over here. If it's 20% off, what percent are you paying for the sweater? If you said 80%, you're right. So because those add up to 100%. So a shortcut would be to say, instead of subtracting, I'm just going to go ahead and take, whoops, not 88. I'm going to go ahead and take 80% of $59.99. And you'll see we get the same thing. That's not the way to get the discount. If you just want to know the discount amount, you need to do the 20%. But a shortcut way to find the actual sale price is 0.8 or 0.80 times $59.99. And we got 47.99. Notice it's 992 because we rounded the coupon, the sale, the discount. So, but when we round to to pennies, it still comes out the same thing. So feel free to use that. And if it was an increase, we would do, like, let's say it was something that had a 20% increase, then we would add. So that'd be 1.2, okay, or 120%. Okay, so that's finding a percentage of a number. Now we also might need to find the percentage given a fraction. Okay, so here's an example of this. A pollster surveyed 320 people, and 136 of them said they are planning to vote for candidate A in the next election, whoever this candidate is. What percentage of those surveyed are planning to vote for this candidate? Okay, so this is another way to get a percentage, which we've seen as dividing. So we want to take the part over the whole, which is 136 over 320. 136 out of 320 essentially changes, this is our base or our total amount that we're thinking about, and that is 42 or 0.425. When I move the decimal over 2 places, it's 42.5%. So I'm going to write 0.425. And then we saw from before, we're going to move the decimal 2 places to the right, or 42.5%. Okay. Now it's tricky when you're trying to start a sentence with a number. So I could say the percentage surveyed who said they plan to vote for the candidate is 42.5%. Okay, and we'll get into statistics more later on, and we'll learn how to put a margin of error on that, but that's a whole nother topic. So this is good practice for percentages. Okay, and then one more thing in this video that you may have heard before, or sometimes you see in the media, is absolute and relative change. So absolute, you probably don't see it called that, but you see the concept used. Absolute change is the difference in two quantities. And so it's just the difference in dollars or inches or feet, whatever the original units are. So it has the same units as the original quantities. Let me move this up here. And then relative change is a percentage. So it's written as a percentage increase or decrease. So that's probably what you've seen. Tuition had a 4% increase, or taxes had a 2% increase, or something, COVID cases had a 10% decrease, or something like that, okay? So the way we do that is we take the absolute change, or the difference, and we divide by the starting quantity. Okay, and that's how we get our relative change. It's really important to divide by the starting quality because that's the base, that's the amount we're comparing it with. So sometimes it's the bigger number, sometimes it's the smaller number. It's the starting quantity, and so that is called the base for the percent change, that starting quantity. Okay, so let's do an example with this. Let's say you bought a desktop computer 3 years ago for $1,250. Today it's worth about $350. Ouch. Describe the absolute and relative change in the computer's value. Okay. Hopefully it's worth a little bit more than that, but technology changes fast. Okay, so the absolute change is the difference. So I'm going to, doesn't really matter which way we go. I'm going to take, but what we do want to notice is it's decreased, right? So if I do put the second one first, 350 minus 1250, then I'll get a negative number. And that's going to indicate the decrease. Or you can just know that it went down, so it is a decrease. Either way is really fine. 350 minus 1250, it's just important to show your work. So I'm going to get a negative $900. I'll go ahead and put my dollar sign. Negative $900, okay? So the computer the computer's value went down by $900, or I could have said decreased by $900. Oops, I need my $sign in there. So that's the absolute, meaning in the original units, okay? The reason we like relative is, well, let's say something, let's say a house value went down by $900. That's not very much, but a computer going down by $900, that's a lot. So that's why we need this idea of relative change. What were we starting with and what percentage is that? So we could compare different things, okay? So to get the relative change, I'm going to divide. I'm going to take the 900 and I'm going to divide by the starting value because it's the percentage of that. So of the original value. So the original value is 1,250. I could put the negative sign there. I know it decreased, so I'm going to use the word decrease in my answer. But it's not wrong if you put the 900 or the negative on the 900. 900 out of 1250 will tell us, kind of like we did on the previous question, gives us a percentage. So 0.72 or 72%. 0.72, oops, or 72%. So the computer's value went down by 72%. The computer's value, I'm going to say decrease this time. Oops, sorry, typo. Decreased by 72%. Okay, computer's value decreased by 72%. Okay, so both of these are really helpful. Like we might want to know, well, how much did it go down by? But then we also want to get a sense of what percentage did it go down by. Okay, great. I hope this has helped, and this is going to help with some of the problem solving that we're going to do. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.